5 tips of things that I have done mistakenly.
And first off is probably the most important one and one that has caused me the most problems. When you're taking your memory card out,
You know those little mistakes that's going to make you look like a complete fool.
Hi, my name is Peter Löfqvist. We're here at my studio in the south of Sweden. This part of the studio I call the Creator's Loft. It's one floor above the rest of the studio. And hopefully this is where I'm going to be sitting for some time to do these episodes. And today we're going to be talking about those little mistakes that you do when your brain just isn't there, when you're making the preparation, going out on location, doing some photo sessions, and you just find yourself have done those silly mistakes that will just cause you to have agony, and it will just cause you looking like a fool. I have developed these routines that I don't think about anymore. I've just made them come into my backbone, and I do them without thinking, and they save me many times. I said as we were starting off that it was going to be 5 things or 5 tips. I'm realizing now, just as the way I go, there's going to come more, and I'm going to come up with more. And please, if you have any tips, please write them down below, because I'm sure that there are things that you have experienced and there's routines that you have also come up with that have just eased you out from making these mistakes. And first off is probably the most important one and one that has caused me the most problems. Now, when you're taking your memory card out, don't ever close the hatch. Leave it open. If there's not a memory card in the camera, don't close the hatch. I've done it. I'll grab the camera and I went out to a location. Starting the camera, no memory card. Now that is a bummer. That one is terrible. And 2, it's also about the memory cards. Format them at home. I think that we've all had that experience, and coming out on a location, putting in a memory card, seeing that there's pictures on it, and you are pretty sure that you put them on the computer, but you're not so sure that you have the guts to actually erase the card on location. So my tip is never bring a memory card out of your home or studio that there's pictures on it. You always empty them and format them in the home or in the studio before you bring them out. So no cards with pictures on them ever leave your home or your house or your studio. The lens cap, it always goes into my left pocket. That is a tip I got. That way I won't be spinning around looking for the lens cap. So once it goes off, it goes into my left pocket. Batteries. Have a special compartment for charge batteries and just one where you throw the used ones. What I do, I got one of these little compartments right here. I put the charged batteries in it. You should have the charged ones in the green, and then you should put the uncharged ones in the red once you've used them. Me, I just find that unnecessary. I just keep them charged, all the batteries in this one, and once they're not charged, I put them in a little plastic bag in my camera bag, and that's where I keep them. I never take them out of there until they're charged, and then they go into one of these things again. I will look up a few of these on Amazon for you, and I will put the link below. The camera batteries, I usually keep this, the little cover that comes with the battery, usually when you buy it. I save those, and I have these as a sign if the battery is charged or not. So if this one is on the battery, I know that it's charged. Next one is more of a preparation thing. Always try to have a plan B. There could be things that come in your way that you just didn't prepare for. And if you have a plan B in your head, it will just make you seem just more professional. There's always, when you're going on location and you're not 100% certain of what the situation is going to be once you're there, just take for granted that it's not going to be what you expected, and therefore you should have a plan B. Now, if the plan B is a good plan, then you could actually use that plan B as an extra bonus if everything else is going the way you want it and you feel like, hey, we got some time over, then you could just kind of get into the plan B, and that will also make a very good impression. And that also brings me to the next one, that is, bring some additional lighting, just in case. You don't really know, again, how the situation is going to be, so at least a reflector. And so for the tip regarding this, I have a hook on my camera bag where I put the reflector case. When I take the bag, I'll just see it hanging empty, and I will just think, okay, I need the reflector with me as well. So I hook it outside of the camera bag. If you're prepared to invest some small in the ease of mind, I would recommend getting one of these. It's the DJI CoPilot something. I'll put a link below for Amazon. You can just grab one for yourself. It's a bit of an investment, but it will give you peace of mind. The good thing about it is that you can put the memory cards right into it. It's battery driven. It's for 2 terabytes, so there's plenty of space on it. If you're on location, don't erase the memory cards just because you have them here. This is a backup, so you keep the memory cards with your pictures on them until you put them into the computer. And once you have a charge, you can actually plug your telephone cable into it and you can use it as a power bank. So as I'm going through these tips, you're probably coming up with things that you have also got into a routine of doing. So please put them in the links below. We can all have use for these one. I will appreciate it a lot, and I'm sure that the viewers will appreciate it as well. So please, if you have these little hacks or these little things that you do, put them in the comments below. I will really appreciate it. This is not really a tip, it's more of a little information. And I get questions sometimes what this little button, the lock button here, is for on the wheel. This is a Canon 5D. It just comes out so that I am left-eyed, which means that when I pull up my camera, I pull up it like this. And it has taken me some time to understand that I'm using my left eye as my priority eye. So that's where I put up my camera. And then I do the settings with my nose. So when my nose gets into this button, it does happen that I change the settings. So for us left-eyed people and with noses that are, not just flat to the face, this is a good button to use. I actually do lock it when I'm worried about changing the settings. Especially if you're like me, you're using some of the half auto modes in the camera. Because when I'm doing a portrait photo shoot outdoors and the lighting is changing back and forth, I will put it on the half auto mode of the aperture priority, because the camera is compensating with the shutter speed, so I will have the same lighting. It won't be over or underexposed. It will just be the depth of field that is changing throughout the photo session, and I will not probably even notice it when I'm just looking at the pictures on the screen. So if you're left-eyed, then this button could be a lifesaver if you have a camera with that wheel on the back of it. If you want to look at my video where I'm talking about the half auto modes, you can just click the link. And also, I would like a lot to know what you think of this environment, because as I said, as I started the video here, I'm experimenting with different locations in the studio. I'm experimenting and I'm having in mind the efficiency of myself doing the videos and also the aesthetics of what is pleasing to look at. Now it's daytime right now, so the window is letting in light. In the evening and in the nighttime there will be a different setup, but I'm hoping that this will work. So please, in the comment below, just let me know if this one feels all right for you all. What are your tips and tricks and life hacks that you do regularly or put into routine to have you avoid making the same mistake twice? What do you think of the environment here, and what would you like me to talk about? Thank you.